Hello everybody, Remedy X here, and today I'm going to be doing a Magic the Gathering unboxing. By unboxing, I mean one of these. This you can get from places like Walmart, Target, stuff like that. It does contain a commander deck. It comes with 2 promotional cards and then the cube itself. Normally these are not great value. Normally these are the commander decks that they just can't sell. Um, Either way, it could be insane value. If you got like one of the 4 color decks or something, you're gonna definitely make your money back. Now I'm a Walmart associate, so I do get a discount on this. So I paid about 35 bucks for this. Normally they run about 40. Um, so yeah, my wife picked it out. So if it's bad, we can blame her. If it's great, I guess she can get the praise too. That's fine. She deserves it. She's great. Um, so I'm going to open it. First, I'm going to look at the 2 promo cards, which normally don't have any value, but they're cool. And then we'll actually take a look at the deck. Now, odds are it's going to be something like the Coven Humans deck, the white green Coven deck. Something like that, something that just didn't sell, wasn't very desirable. It could be literally any commander deck, though, that MJ Holdings had um, left around. Our Walmart, their vendor for Magic the Gathering, is a company called MJ Holding. It does vary, so other Walmarts do have different vendors for it. So yeah, let's get cracking. I'm trying to keep this out of the glare, but this case is so shiny, like you can't. I'm sorry guys, I'm trying. I don't have the best lighting situation in here because I don't have a light. I don't have a tripod stand either for my camera. My webcam is currently just sitting on a lampshade. So there we are. All right, let's see. What do we got here? These cases are pretty nice. I don't know if you've ever used them or if anyone has here, but the cases are pretty good. Okay, so first, for the 2 promo cards. All right, ready? Beast Whisperer. Okay, this is actually a really, really good green staple card. Any creature-based commander deck will probably end up playing this card. So it's actually just a really solid card. Even if it doesn't have value, I will play this card. So that's nice. And then the last one. Okay, a Scoot Swarm. Foily. Hopefully it doesn't curl because wizard foils. So yeah, if you don't know what these cards do, I'll start with the Beast Whisperer, the first one. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. It's a 4-mana 2/3 Elf Druid. Scoot Swarm is a 3-mana 1/1 landfall. So whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you create a 1/1 green insect token. If you control 6 or more lands, you create a copy of Scoot Swarm instead. So you make a copy, and that copy has that effect. So you make another land play, and then both of them have copies. So that's kind of how that works. So, all right. For the commander deck, let's see. Tokens. Set those aside. And okay. Katori Pilot Prodigy. Vehicles you control have crew 2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target artifact you control gains lifelink and vigilance until the end of the turn. A 3-mana 2/4. Sorry, it's shiny, so it's probably hard for you guys to see, but I'm trying. Okay. Shiraki, Genesis Engine. Pay 1, tap, draw a card, then discard a card. Create a 1/1 colorless pilot creature token with this creature's cruise vehicles, though it was 2 power greater, so it cruises a 3. It has crew 8. It can be your commander, and it is an 8/8. Imperial Recovery Unit. Whenever Imperial Recovery Unit attacks, return target creature or vehicle with mana 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Crew 2. Ooh, that box just looks like a giant land box. You can't see any of that text box. Okay. In the future, I will try to figure something out here. Maybe if I move my head, yeah, maybe that'll be better. I put my head in the way in the light. Mobilizer mech. Flying when mobilizer mech becomes crewed, up to one other target vehicle or vehicle you control becomes an artifact creature. In addition, until the end of the turn, crew 3. So when you crew it, you crew something else with it. 3 mana artifact vehicle, Prodigy's prototype. Whenever one or more vehicles you control attacks, create a 1/1 colorless pilot creature token. With this creature crews as though it's power 2 or greater, so crews as a 3. And it has a crew 2 cost. 4 mana, 3/1 flying. Vehicles you control have flying. Pilot. Armed and armored. Vehicles you control become artifact creatures until the end of the turn. Choose a dwarf you control. Attach any number of equipment you control to it. Okay. I wonder if people only use this for the vehicle part or if they use it for the dwarf part. Because there is like some dwarf like Magda decks and stuff like that out there. And I know there's like dwarf pilots as well. So, I don't know. Crush Contraband. Choose one or both. Exile target artifact. Exile target enchantment. Dispatch, tap target creature. Metalcraft, if you control 3 or more artifacts, exile that creature. Generous Gift, destroy target permanent. Its controller makes a 3/3 elephant. Mirrorsmith, whenever you cast an artifact. Oops. Can you at least, you can kind of read, I don't know. I'm trying to make it where you guys can see, but the lighting is like aiming right down on me here, so it's, I'm sorry. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 1/1 colorless mirror artifact creature token. That's cool. Swords to Plowshares, exile target creature. Its controller gains life equal to its power. Ethereum Sculptor, artifacts spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Reality Shift, 2 mana, exile target creature. Its controller manifests the top card of his or her library. Riddlesmith, whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Okay. My computer just went to sleep as I'm recording. That's okay. Thoughtcast, affinity for artifacts. Draw 2 cards, 5 mana, sorcery. Vidalcan Engineer, tap, or 2 mana, 1/1, tap, add 2 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate artifacts abilities. Whirler Rogue, enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 colorless Thopter creature tokens. Tap 2 untapped artifacts you control. Target creature cannot be blocked this turn. Arcanist Owl, 4 hybrid Azorius. Flying, enters the battlefield. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact or an enchantment card from among them. Put it into your hand. The rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. Wrath Capuchin, flash, flying. You may cast historic spells as though they had flash. Arcane Signet, Azorius Signet, Colossal Plow. Whenever Colossal Plow attacks, create 3 white mana and gain 3 life. Until the end of the turn, you do not lose this mana in steps and phases. Okay, so when you attack, you create 3 mana. It doesn't go away until the end of the turn. It doesn't go away with phases. Felwar Stone, Foundry Inspector, makes your artifacts cheaper. Gold Mirror, I actually needed this. I just built Queen Kayla, and she's very, very mana hungry, so that's actually a really good card for me. It's a 2 mana artifact creature that taps for white mana. Raiders Crave. Yeah. Whenever it attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. Crew 3 for 4/4. Shimmer Mirror, artifact creature mirror, flash. You may cast artifact spells as though they had flash. Silver Mirror, same as the other one, except it taps for blue. Soul Ring, flying when. Aerial Surveyor, flying when Aerial Surveyor attacks. If defending player controls more lands than you, search your library for a basic plains, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. That's actually pretty cool, Crew 2. For a 3/4 flyer, like that's actually solid. Drum Bellower, flying, untap all creatures you control during each other player's untapped step. Iron Soul Enforcer, whenever Iron Soul Enforcer or a commander you control attacks alone, return target artifact from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's solid. Organic Extinction. Improvise. Destroy all non-artifact creatures, and it is 10 mana for sorcery. Release to memory. Exile target opponent's graveyard. For each creature card exiled this way, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. Swift Reconstruction. Flash enchant creature or vehicle. Enchanted permanent is a vehicle artifact with crew 5 and loses other card types. Access denied. 5 mana. Counter target spell. Create X 1/1 colorless Thopter creature tokens, where X is the mana cost. Cyber Drive. Awakener. Flying. Other artifact creatures you control have flying. When it enters the battlefield until the end of the turn, each non-creature artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power 4/4. Imposter Mimic, you may have it enter the battlefield as a copy of target creature an opponent controls, except it is a vehicle artifact with crew 3 and loses other creature types. Kappa Cannoneer, heck yeah. Kappa Cannoneer is a 6 mana improvised 4/4 turtle warrior with ward 4. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on it. And it becomes unblockable until the end of the turn. Yeah. Katsuma the Animator. Legendary creature Moonfolk Artificer. 4 mana, 3/3 flyer. Pay 3 mana. Until the end of the turn, target non-creature artifact becomes a artifact creature and gains flying. It is not a vehicle. It has power and toughness 1/1 until the end of the turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 3 target non-creature artifacts. Research Thief. 5 mana for 3/3 Moonfolk Wizard. Flash flying. Whenever an artifact creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Universal Surveillance. 3 mana and X. Improvise. Sorcery. Draw X cards. Surge Hacker Mech. I don't feel like Surge Hacker should be one word, but okay. 5/5 Menace. Artifact vehicle. When it enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to twice the number of vehicles you control to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Crew 4. That's pretty solid. If you're running a vehicle deck, it just kind of like murders a thing on entry. Cataclysmic Gearhulk. ETB. 5 mana construct. 4/5 vigilance. ETB. Each player chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, a planeswalker from among non-land permanents they control and sacrifices the rest. Indomitable Archangel. 4 mana, 4/4 flying. Metalcraft. Artifacts you control have Shroud as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. That's pretty solid. Perihelion 2. 8 mana, sorry, not 7. I almost said 7. 8 mana, flying, first strike vigilance. When Perihelion 2 attacks, create 2 4/4 flying angel creature tokens with vigilance, flying and vigilance. Attacking. Crew 4. Saram, Senior Artificer. When you cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle spell, draw a card. Tashir, Ancestor's Apostle, flying. Whenever you cast a historic spell, return target card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Emry, Lurker of the Loch. This spell costs 1 less for each artifact you control. It's 3 mana for a 1/2. Lurker of the Loch enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards. Choose an artifact card from your graveyard. You may cast it this turn. Jace, Architect of Thought. 4 mana for 4 loyalty planeswalker. +1 until the end of turn. Creatures target opponent controls gets -1, -0. -2. Reveal the top 3 cards of your library. An opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. Put 1 pile into your hand and the other to the bottom of your library in any order. -8 for each player. Search that player's library for a non-land card and exile it. That player shuffles their library. you may cast those cards without paying their mana cost. Master Etherean, artifact creature, Vidalcan Wizard, enters the battle, or its power and toughness is equal to the number of artifacts you control. Other artifact creatures you control get +1/+1. Sai, Master Thopterus, whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Pay 2, sacrifice 2 artifacts, draw a card. Thopter Spy Network, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control an artifact, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter creature token with flying. Whenever one or more artifact creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Whew, okay, a lot of reading. Dance of Menace, white, blue X, return up to X target artifacts and or non-order enchantments cards from your graveyard with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If X is 6 or more, those permanents are 4/4 creatures in addition to its other types. Okay. Hannah, Ship Navigator. Pay 3 mana for 1/2. Pay 1 blue and a white. Tap, return target artifact or enchantment from your graveyard to your hand. Cultivator's Caravan, 3 mana. Tap, add 1 of any color. Crew 3 for 5/5. Mirage Mirror, okay, this is good. 3 mana for 2/2. Mirage Mirror becomes copy of target artifact, creature, enchantment, or land until the end of the turn. Pace Walker Colossus, 3 mana for a 6/6 vehicle. White and 1. Another target vehicle you control becomes an artifact creature in addition to other types this turn. Crew 4. Sky Sovereign Flagship, 5 mana, 6/5. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, it deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Crew 3. Smuggler's Copter, 2 mana, 3/3 flying. When it attacks or blocks, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Crew 1. Solemn Simulacrum, 4 mana, enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped. When it dies, you draw a card for a 2/2. Weatherlight. Sorry, computer went to sleep again, and I'm not sure if it cuts out the recording when it does that. Weatherlight, 4 mana, 4/5 flyer, vehicle. When the Weatherlight deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a historic card from among them, put it into your hand. The rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. Crew 3. And then lands. I'm not going to read all the lands. I'll go over the names. But Exotic Orchard, Port Town, Prairie Stream, Skyclode, Expanse, Spire of Industry, Temple of Enlightenment, Command Tower, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plains. An Upside Down Island, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 plains, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 islands. All right, and that's the entire deck plus the thick boy, the thick one. I like these a lot compared to the large cards. I don't know. What's your opinion on it? Do you prefer the large cards or do you prefer the thick boys? I actually quite like the thick boys. I have a lot of the large cards because I've bought in a lot of Commander products over the years, but okay. Now comes the fun part. Now I have to edit this, and I'm going to put prices in here, I think. So, yeah, should be fun. This was Remedy X with all things nerdy. If you enjoyed anything with this video, if you enjoy Magic the Gathering, if you can enjoy Commander, really anything on the nerdy spectrum, consider subscribing. I do it all. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll look at it at least. I'll entertain the thought. So yeah, this is Remedy X. Have a good day. Bye.